to the side. All right, I am back. Try to do that. Maybe that'll. Let's see. Are we good like that, chat? All right, are we good now, chat? We're good now? I'm trying to fix the light. Sorry, chat. I've been trying to set this up for a minute. What's up, chat? What's up, everyone? How is everyone today? I hope everyone's having a great week. Everyone's having a great week so far. Welcome, welcome. Where is everyone tuning in from? And also, let me know how the stream is. Let me know if it's lagging. Let me know if you can hear me, or if I need to speak up a little bit louder, or if I need to work on the light situation. That's what I was doing right now, trying to make sure you guys can see. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. Where's everyone tuning in from? Greetings from Texas. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you letting me know. And how's the music? Is the music too low? Is it too loud? Ooh, Pennsylvania. Welcome. Greetings from Texas. Appreciate you hanging out. And I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Let's see if I can do this. 2 different cuts with 2 different hands. Not really. Probably gotta lessen it. See, I need to get that a little bit smoother, because I can do it forward, but I want to do it sideways. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. But what's up, everyone? Vince Williams here. I know it's kind of been a minute since I've been active here on the main channel. It's mainly because I've been preoccupied working on live events, just working out in San Antonio, been trying to expand the business, just been working private events and gigs and all that good stuff. But I have not forgotten about my YouTube. I have not forgotten about my subscribers and this main channel. I'm actually working on a consistent content schedule for all my platforms. I will be announcing through community posts and going live before I announce it to let everybody know when to tune in and all that good stuff. But if you're a new viewer, welcome. So thankful for you hanging out and tuning in. Um, if you are a reoccurring subscriber, how have you been? How long have you been subscribed? And if not, new viewers, are you familiar with who I am and what I do? Hmm? Just curious, but I'm gonna go get the little light. Okay, I'm back. Oh, what's up, everyone? What's up? Appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out. How's everyone's week so far? Is it going good? I'm gonna move you guys so I don't accidentally knock y'all over. Yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out and vibing. I really, really do. I hope everyone's excited because this main channel, I'm gonna be doing a revamp in the near future. So a lot of the videos that are pre-existing on my channel, more than likely about 80% of the videos and content that's up on my channel is gonna get archived. It's mainly because, like I said, we're gonna be working on a rebrand. So I want content that's more reflective of where I am currently when it comes to, the visual aspect and, mainly the visual aspect of the brand and stuff. But again, we'll be going further into detail about all of this when the time gets near, which it is. It's literally going to be in about a week or so. So if you're new here and haven't seen the pre-existing content, I highly suggest you go and check it out before it all disappears. But yeah, how's everyone's week? Oh, and by the way, chat, I woke up to my stalker again trying to get a hold of me. It's unfortunate. I've had to get the authorities involved. I have had to switch my number and move to a different place just so I can have a peace of mind. And this person continues to come out of nowhere and be extremely abrasive and not respectful. So I've been dealing with that, and I've been trying to be really chill and calm about it, but I don't understand why certain supporters and people feel entitled to my time, or the fact that they have been supporting for quite some time and then they feel like they have some sort of direct access to me. That's just not how that works. That doesn't work with anyone. So I don't understand that mentality. I'm also going to be expanding the moderator team and things like that, just so we can keep a more vigilant eye when it comes to those accounts. Because again, there are quite few individuals that they're just, like I said, they're just not respecting the boundaries and having respect, for the fellow human being me. But yeah, so I've been trying to figure out how to go about that as well, on top of like the live streams and the collaborations, which again, if you're new here, and you're not familiar with what I do and who I am, completely fine. But I go by like the alternative magician. For X amount of time, I would be the guy that would go and perform for all the touring acts. And I worked through Alternative Press as well as Warped Tour and doing all of that stuff. So did that for quite some time. And like I said, about 80% of the pre-existing content that's up on the channel right now will be archived because we're working on a revamp, a whole new fresh take on this channel, which again, I will kind of elaborate further as the time gets closer. But yeah, look forward to that. Just so everybody knows, 80% of the pre-existing content here on the main channel will be archived, and that will include a lot of the first renditions of the bands reacting to magic, the artists reacting to magic, and things like that. But don't worry, like I said, just because I'm archiving it doesn't mean that they're going away forever. There's definitely things in the works. We're working really, really hard in the production side and behind the scenes and all that good stuff. On some real, I'm super excited for the second half of 2026 because, like I said, we've been linking up with various touring acts, not just bands, but musicians, vocalists, actors, and all of that good stuff. So there's a lot of collaborations in the work. And specifically this month too, I have about 4 to 5 different artists. And what's really cool is that these artists are brand new territory. I have not networked with them or performed for them before, so super excited to leave that first impression of who I am as an artist and an entertainer and a magician. So hopefully, you guys all enjoy, and hopefully the artists continue to enjoy what I have to showcase. But yeah, been pretty much preoccupied with doing a whole bunch of that stuff and dealing with a lot of the personal life, but hey, we're here. It's life. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to stay stagnant, it's going to be inconsistent at times, but you just got to learn how to balance and fight through the storms. What's up, Cammy? How are you, friend? Unfortunately, I'm dealing with the stalker again. Isn't that great? I actually woke up to several of my accounts getting spammed through a burner account, I guess. They created another burner account and they decided to go on all my different platforms and just spam and send a whole bunch of messages. And to be honest, I don't want to get to the point of like making a post, going live, talking about it, tagging all the accounts, because at this point, this person's already made about 6 to 7 different accounts. Yeah, like 6 to 7 different accounts. And it's unfortunate. To be honest, that's why originally I stopped being as active, mainly because of that. I was feeling really uncomfortable because it seemed like no matter when I was trying to get the authorities involved, I was trying to be nice about it by being straight up with, that person that doesn't respect boundaries. But it just seems like, we're going to have to continue to be vigilant. And I think I will. When it comes to like the moderator team, I'm going to show the account and the person so everybody knows, just in case if they decide to have the audacity to jump on one of my streams. Hopefully not, but if they do, the moderators will be able to remove them, restrict them, and block them. So we don't got to worry about all that. But yeah, it's annoying. They left me alone for a minute. But I think honestly it's because I haven't been as active. But I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop just because somebody's being weird, Yeah, it's no good. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, chat. It's weird. But I do hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is having a great start to their week, having a great great week, great weekend. Not weekend, I'm tripping. See, I'm already trying to fast forward to the weekend because I have a couple of events. But not this weekend, I'm tripping. No, what is her name? Um, no, Sammy was a whole nother mess. It was mainly because she just used me for her selfish needs. But no, not her. It's man, what is her name? Because like I said, I've had to block several of their accounts. They're already on like 7. Because right when I checked the account name and I blocked them, I saw like all the accounts that are connected. Oh, her name's Michelle Smith. Michelle Smith. Yeah, and at this point, I really don't care about not name dropping them because they are going out of their way. Oh, this is the same person that had their friends DM me. Like she went to those links. Not only did she travel from, I think it was like Wisconsin or something. She hopped on a bus and traveled here to Texas, San Antonio, and she was posting it and tagging me and being like, "On my way," and this and that, and it was strange, rather strange. So that individual, this is the individual that yeah, I felt like I had to leave, so I ended up moving and switching my both my phone numbers, and yeah, and I stopped going live consistently, so I cut the time significantly because of that person. Sorry if you see me going off camera and stuff, it's because I have the vape and all that stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's can't really do much about it. You know, unfortunately, I'm gonna, like I said, stay vigilant and do what I can. But at this point, it seems like mm, I don't know, Seth. I don't even know how to manage that. Oh, and my bad for kind of going MIA on TikTok, going live on TikTok. There was that week, that day that I last streamed on TikTok. That was a very, very wild experience. What happened after, and later on, I will go into depth and talk about it, and probably do a video and go into detail and talk about what happened. But yeah, I really do appreciate everybody vibing, hanging out. I miss going live. I miss being consistent and just posting a whole bunch of random content. But don't worry because we're working on some really cool projects and collaborations. So super excited. It's just dealing with a lot of wildness, things that I didn't expect to, and it's unfortunate because again, I thought it got taken care of. I thought that we got past it, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's the case. So. Oh, and by the way, how's the quality? How's the lighting? And how's the music? Is the music too loud? Can you guys hear me? Is the stream lagging? Is it smoother? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I went through some, like I said, I will kind of talk about it whenever the right time comes. But yeah, unfortunately, it was a lot of, I wasn't okay then. I really wasn't. But, I'm better now. I'm feeling a little bit better. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I'm still here and I made it through. You know, all I gotta say is that mental health it's a wild journey, and sometimes it feels like an endless battlefield. But you just got to keeping on and try to be good and do everything in your power to fight back. So yeah. Much better than TikTok. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad because I'm not too sure why for a minute it was messing up, it was lagging and all that good stuff. But as long as it's a little bit smoother here and consistent, it's awesome. I think that I am going to focus a little bit more here on my YouTube just to let everybody know that I'm still active and to look forward to a lot of the YouTube projects that I've been silently working on. I'm trying to do it off camera where it's not so, because that's another thing too. I'm not too sure about the restrictions here on YouTube quite yet, even when it comes to like the copyright music and things like that. I'm not too entirely sure how strict they are or how lenient they are. But yeah, I had a real bad like mental breakdown, and I had to go to the hospital, get admitted, and emergency detained, and all that stuff. But regardless, as you can tell, I'm in a new environment. Um, this isn't the official streaming area. Still working on it. It's going to take a little bit more time, but you guys are going to be so like shocked at the whole setup and everything. It's going to look all professional and great. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, go live here and just let everybody know what I'm up to, and that I'm okay and that I haven't forgotten, about this platform. On the contrary, I'm actually working extremely, extremely hard to expand, the community and the support and, the content. So I really do appreciate everybody just tuning in, hanging out, new and reoccurring supporters. You guys truly mean the world to me. And again, I will be leaving this live stream up for those that didn't get to catch it in real time. Like I said, I just want you guys know, the supporters, subscribers, I want you guys to know that I'm still here. I'm still working on some really cool stuff. So I haven't forgotten about you. Oh, and look what I found. I found my box that has all the band signatures and memorabilia from when I was working through Alternative Press and Warped Tour. Yeah, see, look at all those signatures. I was thinking about doing a raffle and giving them away, but I think I'll keep them. I need to take care of myself. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm still trying to learn how to be, a human, as strange as that sounds. I'm definitely in the process of trying to learn that and not feel guilty and, move past a lot of the traumas and things that are floating around in the brain and all that. So most definitely, I definitely slipped. I slipped, and unfortunately, it wasn't my first time. Like I said, life goes up and down, and nobody really teaches us, and sometimes we just don't have um, the guidance that maybe we need, and we should have. But life is strange. But I'm still gonna continue to keeping on. Obviously, it didn't put me in the ground. It almost did, but I guess I'm a trooper because I'm still here, for better or for worse. But yeah, it was definitely a wild, wild experience. I didn't expect to deal with all of that. Oh yeah, and Cammy, between you and I, if there's nobody in chat, hell yeah, I'm gonna move y'all. Oh, guess what, Cammy? Guess what? Did Cat's Pajamas, did he reach out to you, like officially or no? I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah, did Mr. Cat's Pajamas get a hold of you? Did he message you? Because he was at the event on Saturday. It was pretty funny. I can tell that he didn't expect it because he was wearing the mask, so obviously I couldn't see his face. But you could tell because I just approached him and I was like, "What's up, dude?" He was like, "Oh," backpedaled so heavy. Okay, I couldn't remember if he said he was going to or that he wanted to, but we were talking for a minute and he was like, "No, no, it's a marketing thing." I was like, "Vato, you should have told me." I was like, "You should have told me so at least I know what's going on." But no, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty rad event, and yeah, I ended up doing like a little segment for his podcast. I was like, "Man, dude, you folded so quick. Like you folded so quick." It was funny. You were mad. Oh yeah, I know. That's all. I'm like, he didn't even say anything. Like he didn't even like prep or be like, "Hey, just so you know." But yeah, he was like, "Dude." He's like, "I was scared, bro." He's like, "It was quick too. I didn't think that people were gonna message because apparently you weren't the only one. Apparently he got a hold or somebody else got a hold of him. Sorry, I know it's dark. Is it still laggy or is it good? He apologized for the post. Did he? Or are you asking me? Or are you asking me that if he did? Let me see. Yeah, it was pretty funny because I don't think he expected me to approach him. And I was so upset on Saturday because I was waiting for my videographer so we can like I wanted to do that video. I was looking and researching, and my videographer, something came up with his little one, so he couldn't find like a babysitter or somebody to help him with his child. So unfortunately, he couldn't go to the event on Saturday. But I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna, I'm still gonna approach him. I'm still gonna bring it up. I don't think he expected me to. It's pretty wild, right? But yeah, it was pretty funny. The fact that he backpedaled so heavy. That's so funny. But I told him, I was like, you started something, bro. Just because I've been like really chill about it doesn't mean that I forgot. I'm cooking on something really cool, really funny. I'm gonna troll the hell out of him when he least expect it too. I still want to do that one thing. What did I say? Do the uh, animal control. Even if I gotta order the uniform myself, I'll order like a costume, like one of those generic costumes that's like animal control. And I'll just find somebody to show up to the event, the same event that he's at, him and we'll pull up on him. And we'll do like what is it, like the Jerry Springer sort of thing, like run with the camera all up in his face. Oh yeah, I know. I was like, bro, like, what the heck? But that's the thing too. I was like, to be honest, you're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong. I mean, I eat fire, jump on glass, stick drills in my face. I'm a little strange, but you don't gotta call it out. Like, he doesn't have to call me out on it. But it's all good. Like I said, I did do his podcast and stuff like that. He backpedaled heavy, but he's gonna forget. He's gonna forget that he made that post. Oh, and my place is still under maintenance. I'm still working on some of the stuff, but look, check out my bats. David Bowie, Susie and the Banshees, The Psychedelic Furs, Christian Death. This is for show. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what he was trying to do. But I told him too, I was like, well, I'm glad that a lot of my buzz died because there are a lot of passionate supporters that rock with, my content and my brand and stuff. Because definitely there was a point in time where for example, if there was a band with like allegations, all I had to do is just out them, talk about it. And if they came at me, I would just let the supporters know and they would jump on them. I'll never forget when there was a YouTube. I don't know if you were supporting me then, but there was a YouTuber that his name's Ellie Beast. He has like a 1.5 million subscribers or something like that. But he's been supporting me on YouTube for like years, like almost like 10 years. And it's because of him that I ended up getting really hardcore support and fan base. And this was before I got hacked and lost all my accounts. But I remember when he started hearing about a lot of the stuff that was going on, like with my brother-in-law and my ex-videographer and all that stuff, because they did me dirty. They did me dirty back in the day. They tried suing my this YouTube channel, and I couldn't have access to this channel for like almost 2 years. And that's when I just got signed to Alternative Press. I just got my monetization for my content here. And yeah, I was even signed to a magic industry, like a website where they would just send me magic tricks and just be like, hey, test this out, leave a review, you can have it for free. So they were just the hookup. But yeah, he ended up, long story short, videographer, brother-in-law ended up suing me or my channel, got it striked. So they banned my main channel. And obviously that got me upset. So I jumped on Twitter and I was like, hey, this happened. Like, this sucks. How can I get my, appeal or fight for a chance to get my channel back? Because, that's how I make my money and my living. And yeah. So when LA Beast got wind of it on Twitter, he ended up tweeting, reposting my little rant, and his supporters mixed with my supporters, it spread like wildfire over Twitter. And like, yeah, they were doxing him. They were doxing the other guy that threatened me. And like, the guy that threatened me, he's like a semi-pro wrestler down here in Texas. So I guess he felt like he was untouchable. And I met him and his wife one time, literally one time. I went to his house and we were like, you know, so I don't know why he felt very offended or obligated to jump in and disrespect me and my brand and all that stuff. But yeah, it was pretty wild. But I was telling Cats about it. I was like, brother, like, you're lucky, brother. Like, you're lucky that, you know, don't do it, bro. I said, don't do it, man. Don't be trolling me. But he was like, dang, I didn't know all that. And I was like, yeah, I did. Like, I've been creating content and on the internet for quite some time. Did I trust him, and was he part of the family? Yeah, that was my brother-in-law, actually. So it was my sister's dude. And because he was going to college for videography and video production, he needed experience. So I brought him, and I was like, well, it's a win-win for both of us. I'll get the content, you'll get your portfolio and experience and things to work on and edit and showcase on your website. The only agreement that we had was the final product belongs to me, right? Like, the creative control belongs to me. So he was pretty much just the DP editor, right? I was the director, writer, producer, doing all that, technically speaking. But yeah, he got offended because he wasn't listening to the creative criticism that I was telling him. I was like, brother, like, I don't like the way this is edited, or I don't like the filter that you're using. Less is more, in my opinion. So I don't want to like kick it up with the cinematic, like, because especially in my industry, the more clean and more produced it seems, it'll take away from the magic, because people won't believe that the magic is genuine. They'll think that it's all editing. So I had a very specific way, and he was on it at first, but the more that we started branching out and getting connected and working within the industry, he started feeling a certain type of way. But that's all it was. I would just tell him, hey, like, the visual aspect isn't lining up to my creativity and what I'm trying to paint, when it comes to the content. Who's that? Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know if it was if it was that, or it was a mix of like him just getting offended because he thought he was doing like a fantastic job, which he could shoot. That obviously that's why I held on to him for quite some time. But it wasn't until it started getting professional that's when, because yeah, there was a moment in time where we were just elevating the brand and the business endeavors and just the brand in general. So I was trying to push the boundaries and the quality and the projects. I wanted to expand and not just stay comfortable, But unfortunately, I had to let him go, and it is what it is. It's just, like I said, that's what I've run into quite often. Like not this other guy that I hired like last month, but the guy before him. I would bring him out to events. I'll set him up with the cameras, the lights, the rigs, everything. And even that, he got really comfortable this recent time that we're debriefing after an event. And don't get me wrong, I love criticism. I love creative criticism. If if it's genuine criticism and not trying to tear down or disrespect or just be just not have the respect to conduct and communicate like an adult versus like a teenager, and throwing shade and being shady with it, and not being genuine. So it was so upsetting, because I'm like, what did I ever do to you? Like I just wanted us to grow and learn how to communicate, but it is what it is, until I find that genuine and consistent um, videographer. And I know it's because what we're working on. Again, they're not throwing shade. I'm just calling it out. What we're trying to do. There's no other magician in my industry currently that's trying to do what we're doing. So I feel like the reason why I keep running into those obstacles is because once it gets formatted and we start producing it in real time, I feel like it is just enough of a unique approach to the content that is just going to gravitate, so many supporters, so many people. And I'm excited regardless. Reported why? ¿Por qué? Reported what? What? You blocked the whole thing. Whoa, that's crazy. You're a blockhead? That's awesome. Look, check this out. What did I do with it? Oh, it's over here. Okay, well, I thought it was over here. Dang. It's because, oh, duh. Put it over here. I'll give you the behind the scenes. Give y'all the behind the scenes look. So whenever I do my blockhead routine, my touring box has like setup to put the hammers and stuff like that. But like, check this out. My performance hook. So this goes in and then I also have a nice little set for my nails, all my nails. So I just go up to the guests and I'm like, pick a nail, and they can pick one of these, and yeah, that's cool. I love meeting fellow sideshow performers. It's amazing. Ooh, you do the corkscrew. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm gonna have to check out. Do you have online content that I can check out? And where are you from, friend? Thank you so much for tuning in. And nice to meet you. My name is Vince Williams. Greetings. It's painful to see someone in your family. Yeah, unfortunately. Fortunately. Yeah, that's why I have really bad trust issues when it comes to like humans in general. It's even worse with like creators and entertainers and artists sometimes, because obviously my experience with other performers and networking with them, it's always been not the best, not the best. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out. Really, really do. Hope everyone's having a a great week so far. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Where's everyone tuning in from? If you're a pre-existing subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I'm still alive. And if that's the case, how long have you been subscribed to this channel? Okay, right on. Well, thank you so much, friend. Thank you. It's funny. I was just talking about the subscribers right now. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent on here on the main channel when it comes to live streaming and things like that. I will be jumping on TikTok in the next few days as well to let everybody know what's going on and what to expect when it comes to the online content and projects. I'm also dropping new merch, so you don't want to miss it. Look, I'm working on this, guys. VW jacket, VW jacket. The VW jacket, doesn't it look like okay? But I'm gonna show you the back because I feel like the back is where it's at. So this right here, basic logo with the three X's to match the three X's that are on my wrist. There, boom, boom, and then you got the giant logo in the back. Just got the VW like that. Very simple, basic, and very cozy. Ooh, California. I hear there's a lot of sideshow entertainers there. It's cool. Yeah, isn't it cool? I'm also working on brand new merch as well because I've been running low, especially with these recent events. They've been selling like crazy. So, been super grateful, you know, because again, I don't really expect anybody to really vibe with it, who I am and what I do. And, but the support always surprises me. And I'm so thankful and grateful for all the support, truly. And we're working on some really cool stuff, everyone. We're working on some really cool stuff. Mm, Sorry about that, everybody. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's the best way, to be honest. And same, I'm self taught as well. It wasn't until I learned the blockhead, I learned the fundamentals of fire manipulation and fire eating, glass walking, nail bed. Um, it wasn't until I already learned all of that. Then when I went viral on Instagram back in the day, before it was called viral and before there was influencers and all that, I was able to connect with a gentleman that goes by the name of Morg. He used to showcase his sideshow talent on a TV show on AMC called Freak Show, I want to say. And it's follows the Venice Freak Show on the boardwalk. And that was my mentor. He's the one that taught me how to do the hook. Which, what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, he taught me how to do the hook. Like he sent me X-rays and everything about like where it's supposed to go, how you're supposed to maneuver your jaw and your throat and your tongue. So, yeah. But other than that, I had like maybe one other sideshow mentor, guidance person, teacher. I don't know really what the term is because it wasn't like consistent. It's because we would do a circus event in New Mexico, and then we would set up the stage, we would build the tents, and even when I was working, it was a tourist attraction. It was a cruise on a pirate ship in Corpus Christi. So yeah, when I was working those events, I would often be paired with this specific performer here in South Texas, and he decided just to teach me some of the subtleties and how to be a showman and things like that. So yeah, I do appreciate that. You know, when there's humble performers and artists out there that are willing to share knowledge and not judge or, you know, be cruel about it. They just love the art to the point where they just want to share the knowledge, you know. So, which is weird because I've met more genuine energy and artists in the sideshow than I do even currently when it comes to the magic industry. I'm actually really torn because earlier this year I was genuinely trying to go through, you know, the whole industry, the magic industry. I was going to the meetings, I was trying to move up, and even that, they were just so judgmental and just so ugly, you know, towards the way they would treat me. So I'm like, no, like, why am I gonna, you know, put in my time and effort for a community that isn't even a community? They're just, sorry about that. You have your hook, but it's different. Ooh, different how? Morgue official, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that beautiful human. And I haven't been able to showcase these. My nail guns, my staple guns, man. Been working on a new routine with them. I've been hinting on my story for quite some time about them. I've been dropping little subtle hints. It's hard to find people that are in it. Where you're at, I think there's actually a community over there. I feel like it would be a little bit easier um, in those states rather than like conservative states such as Texas. But yeah, I'm so grateful that, you know, to be honest, I thought Morg was going to be upset because when I, you know, I was like, I want to learn. And at first he was like, no. And I started pretty much crafting my own hooks using the, what is it, crochet? Um, those crochet things. I would originally use those because they weren't sharp and they're still metal and they're still decent size diameter. So, and then I remember that I was posting progress of where I was and X, Y, and Z. And that's when he ended up calling me through Instagram and we were talking for hours. And eventually he was like, no, I could see the fact that you're trying to do something different. Not a lot of magicians are doing what you're doing. And adding the risk factor, because again, this was before David Blaine was doing, you know, the needles and fire and glass and all that stuff. He was doing the big stunts, but it wasn't like sideshow. But yeah, I guess he was impressed because I was actually that dedicated. I was willing to risk my body. And yeah, he ended up sending me the x-rays and giving me some tips and tricks. So I'm super appreciative of Morg. I have nothing but great things to say about that beautiful human. I also have a magazine somewhere that has Morg in it. And I specifically got it because it got the boy in it. Ozzy Blood is another. Oh yeah, I got to open up for him when he did his shows down here in Texas. That's when I was like, oh man, because at the time I was not, I wasn't even a semi-pro. You know, it was like maybe my third or fourth performance on stage. Because originally I didn't want to do stage. You know, I wanted to be on the side and do my thing. But you know, my magic mentor actually, before he, you know, passed on, he believed in the craft. He believed in me, and he was like, "No, you got this." And yeah, one of the very first events was a horror convention, and who was doing the main set? Mr. Ozzy Blood. And I fell in love. Like I was like, "Oh man, this dude has the persona. He has the look. He has the tools. He has the pro. Like he's got it down." And I remember. Again, I felt like he didn't really vibe with my energy or who I who I am or what I do because you know, technically I'm doing sideshow, but I use, you know, the alternative magician because I sprinkle both shock illusions and sideshow. But yeah, he was kind of like stern energy, and I thought that he was gonna just like completely just laugh at my performance, and because a lot of what he was doing, uh, I was doing, but on a larger scale and more professionally done. So like he had the more pretty looking props, tools, he had the music, he had, like the stage props, and he had his assistant. So it was more well put together as a show versus what I was doing, which at the time I was just like, hey, this is what I do. And I was just doing it. But there was one routine that I still do to today that I remember through halfway through my set. I looked at Ozzy, I looked at the crowd, saw Ozzy just kind of just like, oh, like kind of talking to his partner at the time. And then I do one of my favorite shock illusions that uses like a baby nail. It's similar to like, when you swallow a popcorn and regurgitate it or shoot it out your nose or milk out of your eyes. Similar to that, but using nails, right? And I remember when I got the nail and I was like, like he was like dead center. I see him get on top of the chair and he's like, no, no, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? And yeah, since that, after I did that specific routine and performance, after we cleared the stage, he pulls me aside and he's like, dude, like, never seen that. Is that real? Is that fake? Like, is it an illusion? Is it? And yeah, since then, I guess I earned his respect because of that shock illusion. It was something that not a lot of magicians or side showmen do. Obviously, there's thousands of variations, but the way that I was doing it hadn't been done. But yeah, and because of that, it opened the door. I was able to network with him and ask questions, and he pointed me in the right direction on how to structure bigger hooks, more durable hooks, and yeah. So I have nothing but love for Ozzy. I would love to do another show with him, to be honest, just so to see where we're at. Because every now and again I'll see some of his performances or his videos and stuff, and I'm like, that's the boy. That's the boy. But yeah, it would be cool to do like another show with him. Um, the trick? Ooh, yeah. Mm, cool memories. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's been a lot of crazy memories and experiences that when it comes to the magic and all that. I'm also working on something that hopefully everybody's gonna enjoy. It is something to do with magic, but it's not like anything visual, like a video and stuff like that. It's going to be something a little bit different. I've been working on this thing for on and off 5-6 years. So it's literally one of the most vulnerable things that I've been working on as an artist and as a person. So it's almost therapeutic in a way. But I can't wait till that drops because I feel like not a lot of people know what to expect. And once that drops, people are gonna either love me, hate me, or kind of feel not really know how to feel towards me, But as long as the supporters and people that do rock with my energy and me as a person and as an artist, hopefully they enjoy it. Hopefully they're able to kind of step inside my mind and my soul for a second and feel the energy and feel the genuine, memories and experiences and just stories, because again, I have stories and stories and stories for days, when it comes to like the bands, just doing shows, struggling while being an artist, going from the streets, kicking it with strippers and thugs to, you know, showcasing my talent on thousands of stages and going out of state, showing, the world what I have to offer. So I feel like a lot of people are going to enjoy a lot of the stories that I'm going to be talking about. And don't worry, we're going to be replacing those memories with even better, great memories, new memories, promise. And hopefully all of you guys will be there to join me on the journey. Sure, I'm super excited. Super excited. But yeah, I appreciate everybody just hanging out and vibing. Really, really do. Thank you, Kenny. Oh, that'd be great. You never know. You know, the entertainment world and the world in general is big, but at the same time, it's rather small. So I'm sure, you know, you never know. Especially if you're active and you're doing shows and doing all that. I'm sure. I'm sure it's bound to happen. Ooh, spooky. Look how dark it is. Ooh. But yeah, I really do appreciate everybody vibing and hanging out. I really, really, really do. And if you're a new supporter, welcome. Hopefully, you'll get curious enough to check out some of the pre existing content that's up on this channel. Just throwing that out there. The content that is live and up right now on this channel, about 85% of the content will be archived because we're going to be working on a new rebrand, a new rebirth, a new visual for this channel. And I'm not deleting them. I'm just, you know, I'm going to unlist them. So if they are on some playlists and things like that, you could still watch those videos. But when it comes to having it just right up and center on the main YouTube channel, it's going to be switched around a lot. And the reason being is, like I said, the revamp, but also we're working day and night on brand new content that's more reflective and more accurate when it comes to representing, you know, the visual aspects and my creativity as a performer. You know, I feel like a lot of, if you scroll through the YouTube channel, it's a lot of like, you see the progression of like the performer, you know, on camera. You see that. And I wanted it to stay like that for quite some time, but now I'm like, you know what? I feel like we have a better chance of gaining consistent curiosity and more new supporters if I have a more consistent visual channel that, and again, that accurately represents me, you know, that it's not old. It's not like you're seeing a timeline. It's like, hey, this is the package that you're getting. This is the Vince Williams package, so to speak. But that'll happen really soon. But again, I will be announcing, because I still need to let you guys know about the online content, the calendar. So you know what platforms, what day out of the week, when to expect videos, live streams, and live performance as well, because I'm not just limiting my live performances to IRL. You know, we're working on some things to try to integrate and include, you know, the supporters that are overseas or are out of state, but they want to check out a show or they want to throw their support, you know, for the cause. All of that will be addressed and talked about really, really soon. But again, see, we've been working, we've been cooking. You guys don't even know, chat. You guys don't even know. I'm super excited. You guys don't even know. It's felt like forever. It's felt like too long. Hold on, I'm good. Oh, and don't judge my dirty kitchen. I had to check something, chat. I had to check something real quick. Thank you for waiting, everybody. The brain. Yeah, you already know. Hey, what's up, friend? How are you? Doing all right, bro? Doing all right. Decided to hang out with chat for a little bit and let them know what's up. And yeah, pretty much just testing the connection, the sound, the quality, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I was just kind of going through some story times and some of the experiences when I was working at Warped Tour and Alternative Press and doing all that stuff. But yeah, pretty much just hanging out. How are you, friend? How's your weekend? Or dang it, I keep saying weekend. See, I want it to be the weekend. How was your week so far? Mine was chaotic, but in a good way. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't do that on camera because I really don't want to get restricted on this channel because that's the last thing I need, chat. That's the last thing I need. Doing all right? Just all right, bro? Oh, and by the way, have you been streaming? How's your streaming going, bro? Because I remember you were streaming, right? Because I used to see a lot of your posts, and every now and again I would jump in and just see what you're doing on Final Fantasy. I want to say it was. I don't know, chat. What do you think? I'm not too much, of a gamer, but I've played a few. I was thinking about maybe doing a day out of the week where I stream for maybe 40 minutes or so, the first or somewhere inside of that stream, dedicate about 40 minutes to just playing some games and kind of just being a little nerd. Because I was thinking about doing that with Diablo. I'm not gonna lie, because there are a few games that I used to really get down on. So what do you think, chat? Would y'all like to see that gaming streams? Oh, you stream daily. Well, that's good. Oh, you stream your act daily. But you said you do sideshows. So how can you do that without getting restricted? If you don't mind me asking, because I did that foolishly on TikTok and ended up getting banned for quite some time. So I learned not to do that over there. I haven't tried here because I'm scared that they're gonna shadow ban me or restrict or give me a strike or something. Oh no, I'm sorry about that PC, dude. I feel you though. I feel you. If it makes you feel better, when I was editing, because I had a laptop, like one of the laptops for productivity, not only did it start messing up, but I had this USB stick that I've had for literally almost 15 years. Like, let me grab it. Look, let me grab it. This is how upset I am. Okay, dude. Tell me how this even happened. Look, tell me how this even happened. It was connected to my laptop, and I went to move my laptop because I was getting upset because it was overheating, and I just replaced several parts, and it was overheating. And look what happened to my USB. Look at that. It's cooked, chat. It's cooked. I can't even try to fix it. It's cooked. And why I was so upset about this little thing is because, like I said, this has 15 years of magic content, online content in this thing right here. And I've held it for damn near 15 years because I knew that I was going to go back and check out the old footage, the raw footage, all the things that I worked on throughout the years. And this thing right here freaking broke. It freaking broke, chat. Hopefully that made you feel better, bro. Yes, TikTok. So will YouTube. Yeah, that's all I'm curious with how you're able to stream it. Unless you do it like through Kick or like maybe what's that other one? It's Kick and something else. I just can't remember the name right now. It's a gray area. Because wouldn't they automatically flag it or? Yeah, I don't know. I know it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. I'm just going based off of different platforms that I've tried. Oh, that's not gonna work. Then what are we done there? It's better, right, chat? It's better. I've heard. Again, we're working on something specific for Kick when it comes to the live streams. Again, I haven't seen any magician try to do what we're working on and what we're gonna do, trying to do, but will do. But yeah, Kick, 100%. Got a really, really solid plan when it comes to Kick, which I will be jumping on Kick very soon. Can I recover what's on it? I'm not too sure if I can even connect it to anything anymore because it looks extremely broken. Like, hold on, I left it over there. Ow. Yeah, I don't know. It looks hooked. Like it looks like if I'm able to even try to fix it, or not me, but if I were to get somebody, because like it messed up the actual chip. Yeah, 15 years of content is in there. It's unfortunate, you know. It's unfortunate. Hey, what's up, friend? How are you? Hope you're doing well. YouTube takes a while, but not impossible. Yeah, before I lost this channel for quite some time, I was monetized. I had paid advertisers. I was sponsored by Alternative Press as well as Penguin Magic, which that's a magic agency. And they would send me magic tricks to review and perform and do all that stuff. And if you guys don't know, chat, magic tricks are really expensive and it's a hit or miss. Sometimes they'll market and it's not a great product. It's just like anything else. They just want that money. So yeah, but yeah, you're not wrong. It's extremely tedious and it's kind of a long process, you know, when it comes to YouTube. But again, yeah, have a lot of faith with Kick because not because it's Kick, but the content that we're producing and working on for Kick. I feel like it's just gonna be unique enough that we're gonna be shooting for the stars, literally shooting for the stars when it comes to the Kick live streams that you guys don't even know. And there's a lot of things in the works, a lot of things. That's why again I've been kind of MIA, just trying to iron out, you know, the content and the direction that we're trying to strive towards, and you know the goals, the immediate goals that we have to hit to get to the next part in X, Y, and Z. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? Got me upset. Yeah, it got me upset, chat. One second. One second, chat. You gained 100K? Nice. Right, there has to be. Because, yeah, this I had for 15 years. So this has 15 years of online content. I specifically moved it to this so I can have a physical little storage when it comes to the projects, and it's unfortunate. Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to see what I can do, to be honest. Ooh, okay, okay. I appreciate that. I definitely will send you that message. Does it matter what platform? And again, thank you so much for that. Even if they're not able to, just the fact that you're willing to help out, because that would be fantastic. Yeah, I was so upset, Chad. You guys don't even know I was so upset. I was like, I can't believe that. For years, I've been trying to take care of it because I knew I was gonna go through and had this really, really cool idea that I was gonna integrate some of the old footage and you. But you know what? It'll happen one way or another. What's on it? Should you ask? It's a secret. I'm just kidding. No, it's like 15 or so years worth of magic videos, live performances, projects that I never went live with, that I second guessed. And I was like, no one's going to watch this. So it was just a whole bunch of projects, a whole bunch of social media content that I was trying to hold on to. You know, I still have like an online Google Drive and all that storage, but I wanted to have it on a USB. And before I had a one of those drives or whatever, like the Google Drive, was limited to a USB. So that's funny. Mm. Ooh, that would be cool. See, I'm down to do that. I'm always down and open to do collaborations and things like that. It's mainly, you know, I have a lot of not the best experience when it comes to working with other performers and stuff. Because once upon a time, I was trying to build like a team of like online creators. Because not every one magician is the same. You know, everyone has a unique, you know, artistic take and approach. So once upon a time, I was trying to recruit and trying to build a strong online content production team. And um, yeah, a lot of times they learn, you know, the knowledge, they learn, you know, how to get themselves, you know, the support and the platform and community, and then they just leave me in the dust. Like it's happened several times, like more than I can count on my hands, unfortunately. So, but I'm trying not to use that as like a reason for me pulling back on the fact that I love my craft and I want to share and build and create something new and unique and hopefully something that is long lasting, you know, and people just rock with it because it's something different, you know. But you never know. You never know. I'm never gonna not think about that or try to strive towards that because yeah, it's always better when you have a dedicated team. It's all about your circle. It's all about who you have around you, you know. And imagine if you had a core tight circle of creators and artists and visionaries and entrepreneurs that are on the same page and they're as consistent if not more passionate, you know. It's yeah, we'll be able to dominate the industry. Mm, okay, right on. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. See, I think that we would get along just well. Yeah, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, it's just how the industry works. You know, I've met tons and tons of amazing performers, amazing artists, you know, but when they have that mentality, it just, or like the opposite mentality, like it's a doggy dog world. I got to climb over the backs of, you know, other artists to get to another place. It's the sad, inconvenient truth, but the industry thrives on individuals like that, you know. And like I said, it is unfortunate, you know, it is. But every now and again, you know, I would run into that genuine artist, and they would just share knowledge, and it would just come out naturally. And so those moments definitely, they I'm thankful, because like if everyone was grateful, then I feel like I wouldn't appreciate it when I come across that. So when I do come across that, a more experienced artist or performer or whatever the case may be, and they're willing to share knowledge, I usually just stop talking and just try to absorb as much knowledge, and take advantage of that time, that energy. So it is, and like I said, it is unfortunate. I can't even tell you how many magicians I've helped, and now they have like hundreds and thousands or close to 1 million supporters and followers on their platforms and things like that. But it is what it is. The only kind of silver lining that I take from it is that the ideas that are in here, and because I foolishly spoke it out to people that I should have kind of kept my guard up a little bit, it just proves to me that the ideas and the concepts, they have the potential, they're not bad ideas, so trying to hold on to that silver lining. And yeah, it'll happen, it'll happen. Like Cami, or Anna, that's in chat, she's been a newer supporter, but from the moment that she started supporting my brand and helping me out as an art, she goes far and beyond. And it's that kind of support that makes it worthwhile, versus all the hundreds and thousands of people that come and they go and they're just there for a moment and X, Y, and Z. And I'll willingly go through thousands of that sort of energy if it means that there's going to be one light in the darkness, and I can hold on to that and build a community around that energy, But yeah, I really do appreciate it, everybody. I really, really do. So I'm trying to multi-manage. But all right, everyone, I am going to hop off. I'm going to try to go live again for a little bit later on. I just got to make a phone call, get this situated. Once I get this situated, then more than likely I'll jump on and just hang out for a little bit longer and probably do some magic and test what I can or can't do. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't get blocked or restricted or anything. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out. New and reoccurring supporters, truly, you guys mean the world to me more than you guys realize. You guys help motivate and inspire and give me that push, forward and continue to go on. So again, really do appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for your positive energy, your feedback, your insight, opinions, just the awesome conversations. Because one thing that you guys should know is within the community that I've been building, really want to thrive on communicating and talking and having conversations. The world's too big to have the expectation that we're all going to be 100% on the same page, but that doesn't mean that we can't come together and support each other, and just try to share positive energy and just, genuine energy. But all right, everyone, I really do appreciate y'all, every single one of y'all. I do have to get on this call. But again, if you are bored and have nothing to do, hopefully I'll be on streaming here shortly. But okay, everyone, stay safe, take care. You too. Thank you so much. And stay spooky, but not too spooky. And hopefully I will see everybody real soon, right? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Look, Chris Angel, my favorite. Just kidding. We don't do that. All right, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all in a little bit, hopefully. Okay, peace. Panda.